My name is Nisrin Elamin. I'm an assistant professor of anthropology and African studies at the University of Toronto, and I'm also a member of the Sudan Solidarity Collective.
Why is it important for us to stand in solidarity with Sudan?
I think your average North American walks around thinking the war in Sudan has nothing to do with them and is a kind of internal, isolated power struggle between two generals, and there's lots of external corporate and foreign state actors. I do my research on Saudi and Emirati land grabs in Sudan and kind of community resistance to land grabs. The Saudis and Emiratis have invested over 27 billion in Sudanese land and real estate and infrastructure. The Emirates in particular have something to lose in this conflict, right? And there's also mining companies that are based in North America that are extracting resources and for whom it is in their interest for this war to continue. 1 in every displaced person in the world is Sudanese. There are over 10 million people who have been displaced by this war. Even though this phase of the war started in April, we have to kind of understand it as the long war coming to the capital. There's been kind of militarized state violence in the country for decades. As a result of that, there was a revolution in 2019 that really tried to challenge that and tried to kind of call for full civilian rule, a kind of popular democracy from the ground up. And so I think in many ways this war is the counter-revolution, right? And it's a way of protecting the interests of elites. And I think there's also lots of connections between Palestine and Sudan and the Congo. There's been so much international engagement, negative forms of intervention that right now we're calling for those negative interventions to stop. I think the fact that Sudan is not on the news is on purpose, right? There's a reason why people are trying to protect U.S. allies in the region. And I think the people on the ground are telling us, deal with your own governments and the corporations that sit in your city, right? Whether it's the weapons manufacturing company or a mining company, right? Challenge them, right? Make them feel uncomfortable as they sit in their offices and make deals that, are essentially allowing them to profit off of our death. Challenge your states to create more just and humane immigration policies. There's more displaced Sudanese people than anybody else in the world, and yet no country has created a special visa for Sudanese people. It's in fact become much more difficult than before the war to even leave the country. Let's look at our own complicity. Let's look at our own governments. Let's look at our own corporations and challenge them.